My friend, what is up? Jesse Listens Fields, welcome. We are here yet once again. Another episode of Healthy Loving Relationship. It's here where we firmly believe and fully understand it is only when you begin to truly have love for yourself, inside and out, outside into the world, but most importantly, when you're all alone by yourself. When you truly begin to have love for yourself, that is when and only when you will begin to truly be receptive to actually receiving that very love and appreciation you've been desiring from your man. Now, let's take care of housekeeping. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, comment below. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified of all of our latest videos the moment they are uploaded. Today, we getting down to it. We talking about cheating. We are talking about infidelity. And firstly, let me start off by saying, not just infidelity, but when it comes to your man. Yes, your man. That's who we talking about today. Now, first of all, I don't know your man, so don't be writing me. Don't be commenting me saying that, oh, Jess, you told me that my man is cheating. That's not what I'm saying, right? But what I am saying, I can strongly imagine and believe that you, as well as many other women, are missing the mark. Right? And it just boggles my mind. I see so many women that they're looking at indicators, they're trying to figure it out, but I think they're missing it. And it's really hidden in plain sight. In my personal belief, this is the huge factor. This is perhaps one of the biggest factors that will determine if your man is unfaithful with you. Now, first of all, let me start by saying, before I get in trouble, cheating is a decision. At the end of the day, cheating is a decision. I gotta say that twice, right? A man or a woman's decision to cheat is just that. It's a choice, right? But I do believe there are other factors that are worthy to consider when it comes to a man and your man in regards if he will ever cheat on you, right? And I'm gonna break it right down to you. Self-awareness. At the end of the day, self-awareness. Does your man have self-awareness? Is your man actively working towards having a deeper self-awareness of himself? Translation, does he sit his behind down and think about himself in relation to the world, right? Has your man been given that opportunity in his life growing up where, whether it be by choice or by accident or by circumstance, he had to sit down and figure out some stuff about himself, right? And it's not about how much money this man has, right? And a lot of women, y'all talking about high value man, but let me tell you something. He can have all the money, all the riches, all the resources in the world, but if he don't love you, he don't love you. And that sounds like hell. Right? To be dealing with a man who has a lot of wealth and resources, but yet you lonely at the end of the day because he simply does not love you. Right? It's about self-awareness. And many women are certainly getting this wrong because they're looking for men and that they're looking for the wrong things. But I'm going to tell you something. As men, unfortunately, we have not been afforded the opportunity to simply be, right? We've been trained and conditioned by the society to simply do. As we were young, we've been taught to do, to go out into the world and do, to be resourceful, to bring back the bacon, so to speak. But at the end of the day, we have not been given so much of a chance to simply be and have not given the opportunity to truly or permission to really look inside ourselves, right? And honestly, I know I'm here by accident, right? Because it was only by the grace of my mother who saw the need for me to see inside myself. Now, for full self-disclosure, my mother marched me down to receive therapy because fresh out of high school, I was sleeping 12-hour days, honestly with the shade down for the most of the day, and she knew something was up. And she had the courage enough to get me up and march me down to the community therapy practice. And I didn't want to go. out, obviously. But as I went, I was given permission to look inside myself. I was given permission to actually say I do have feelings, right? And ultimately, I realized I had some unresolved issues with my father. And I wouldn't have known that if my mother didn't have the courage, the faith and foresight to march me down where I had the opportunity to sit my behind down and actually look at myself. So I say all of this to say, healthy loving relationship, right? Receiving Love is an Inside Job, my book. I know I'm not supposed to be here. Because if it wasn't for my mother, chances are I would perhaps be as many men out there who are indifferent or just don't care about having a healthy loving relationship or fighting for healthy relationships. But it is so important because now more than ever, men, women, black men and black women, you gotta see what's going on the internet and social media. It's a mess. And I'll be honest with you, the psychological residuals of slavery is absolutely real, right? And now here, even in this day, there's so many different groups, men and women, who are pushing this narrative as if we, as men and women, we as black men and women do not love each other. But I'm telling you, now more than ever, we are in desperate need of being together and loving each other and having healthy, loving, romantic relationships. So the questions you have to ask yourself, when it comes to your man, has he ever been given an opportunity to actually sit down and look at himself? Objectively unpack his feelings, right? To objectively unpack his thoughts, right? To give an opportunity, has he been afforded the opportunity to see himself in relation to his family, in a relation to the world around him? And I'm going to take it a step further. Another question you have to consider. You need to ask yourself when it comes to your man, on a scale of 1 to 10, how self-aware is your man? 1 being he ain't got a clue. He don't know what's going on. He don't know if he coming or going, right? Towards 10, where he doing that work, right? He ain't got it all figured out, but he has some insight in terms of who he is. And he's taking those necessary steps to be better, not for just him, but for you and him and his family and in the world around him, right? And I really don't care if you write the number down in the comments, 1 to 10. If you do, beautiful, but at least write that number in your heart. If nothing else, what's that number in terms of the level of self-awareness your man has in regards to 1 to 10? I promise you, if you do this one action, you might find out some answers, and perhaps you knew all along, right? But you were scared to really sit down and find out, or maybe you surprise yourself in terms like, wait a minute, this is where my man is at. And who knows, perhaps you need to have a conversation with your man after this, right? Don't beat him off of the head saying, are you cheating on me? No, not saying that. But chances are, if you really take these 2 questions seriously and try to answer these questions and be brave enough to stick around to answer these questions, it's going to be a game changer in regards to you relating to your man and ultimately, hopefully, receiving that love and appreciation from your man because you know him that much better. Well, if you want more information just like this, you gotta jump on to healthylovingrelationship.com because that's where I show you how to stop being taken for granted and actually receive that very love and appreciation you desire from your man. Well, until then, take care of yourself. I hope you receive this message. Peace.